All right, y'all, Ervits assessment, we're back. We're going to go over UFC 254. And then this weekend, we got boxing and MMA once again. All right, y'all. So remember, I went over 5 fights on the UFC 254 card. We're going to go over those 5 fights. So the first fight that we're going to go over was in the light heavyweight division. It was Magomed Ankalaev against Ion Cutelaba. Now, remember, in the first fight, there was some controversy there. Ankalaev hits Cutelaba, stuns him, but Cutelaba never really went down. So, he complained about the stoppage. So they wanted to do the rematch here. Well, let me tell you guys, Ankalaev this time made sure there was no doubt about this, okay? So, first round, they're both trading a little bit, but you can see Ankalaev, he's got the crisper striking, and he just hits Cutelaba with a 2-piece combo. Boom, boom, flattens him on the ground. Then Ankalaev just gets on top of him. Boom, some ground and pound, knocks him out cold. No doubt this time. First round TKO victory for Ankalaev. Cutelaba done there. So now for Ankalaev, I'd like to see him face a top 15 guy in the light heavyweight division. Maybe like Johnny Walker or something. I think that would be a good test for him. He's looked pretty great. He's got some great striking. He's got ground and pound and everything. So I think that's something to be good for. The next fight that I went over was in the women's flyweight division. It was number 4 ranked Lauren Murphy. She was fighting newcomer Lilia Shakarova now, because she was supposed to be fighting Cynthia Calvillo, if you remember, but she had tested positive for COVID, so that didn't happen. So Murphy just had to basically win this fight to kind of just keep that status of being number 4 ranked, and she did. She actually got her first submission victory. So in the first round, she was looking good. In the second round, she takes Shakarova down, gets her in the guillotine, done. Fight over. She had to tap out. So that was that. For Murphy, she's calling for a title shot. I actually disagree with her because, as we know, Shevchenko is going to be fighting Jennifer Maia next. Jessica Andrade had a huge victory and beat the number 1 contender, Caitlin Chookagian. Really, so Murphy's calling for the shot next. Actually, I think if Murphy's smart, she'll call out Jessica Andrade, fight, and the winner of that fight gets the winner of Maia versus Shevchenko. So I think that would be a good thing for her. All right. So the next fight that I went over was in the heavyweight division. It was Alexander Volkov against Walt Harris. Now, in the first round, it looked like Volkov, because they were both, it was just standing, and it just looked like Volkov got Harris into the body, because you could just kind of see Harris was just dipping his arms a little bit lower. I didn't think it would happen. I didn't see it, but in the second round, again, Volkov's going to the body. He lands a beautiful front kick, gets Harris like right here. You could just see him like right in kind of like stomach, rib area, and just you could see Harris just winces in pain. Volkov just goes for the attack. Boom, boom, boom. Second round TKO. That was a good victory for him there. I like to see him fight maybe Overeem next, or Rosenstrike. I think that would be good. A good battle for him to see where he is in the heavyweight division. All right. The next fight, remember this is a co-main event, was in the middleweight division. It was former champ Robert Whittaker against rising newcomer. Well, he was newcomer to the middleweight, Robert Cannonier. Cannonier was on a 3-fight win streak. He was just tearing everybody apart. And I thought, hey, you know what? He's going to give Whittaker a run for his money and win. Whittaker had other ideas, let me tell you. Whittaker dominated this fight from the beginning. He even rocked Cannonier, almost stopped him in the third round. He was Whittaker in the third round, slightly staggered, but it wasn't anything too serious. Whittaker just, like I said, he controlled all 3 rounds. He gets a unanimous decision victory. For Whittaker, I think he deserves a title shot. Now, people are saying, well, maybe he needs one more. I don't think so. You know what? He lost to Adesanya, lost his belt to Adesanya, but he proved it by beating 2 top 5 middleweight contenders. He beat Darren Till first, and now Cannonier was on a hot streak, and a lot of people picked Cannonier to win that fight. I think he deserves a rematch against Adesanya. I don't think he'll go any differently, but I think it's a fight that he deserves and needs to see, and we need to see. And in the main event, you had the legend, the lightweight champion, Khabib Nurmagomedov against Justin Gaethje. Now, I did get this one wrong. I did say I thought Justin Gaethje was going to win this fight. I thought he had the tools to do it. He honestly didn't even stand a chance. First round, Gaethje's landing some kicks, but he's doing a lot of movement. A lot of moving around, he's striking, he's trying to avoid the takedown. But you can see he's breathing really hard in that round. And Khabib gets a takedown in the first round, but it was towards the end, and when you see Gaethje got up to his corner, and he's in his corner, he's breathing heavy, and this just does not look good. It really doesn't. Well, second round comes in, Khabib just right away pretty much takes Gaethje down. He's on the bottom. He looks like he was going for an armbar, and then he switches it up, gets him in a triangle choke. Now you see Gaethje tapping. I don't know why the ref didn't stop it, because Gaethje's just tapping like crazy. Out cold. Khabib, champion, 29-0, regains it. He then retires. He puts in his retirement. He broke down. If you could see, he was just on the cage, just crying. This was very emotional for him. It was a very emotional fight for him. He lost his dad a couple months before. And, his dad was his everything. His mentor, his trainer, just everything. He just looked up to him and everything. He retired, said, I can't do this without my father. And I believe him. Khabib's never been the type of person for chasing for money or anything. He's just prideful. He's more just about sport. And his mom was just like, you should stop. And he's very with family. So I really believe Khabib, this might be the end for him. And he's an absolute legend. 29-0, barely lost a round in his career. He's just dominated everybody. He's just one of the greatest fighters, the most dominant fighters of all time. Everybody knew what he was going to try to do throughout his career. Couldn't stop him. Just could not stop him. And the crazy thing is, let me tell you guys a funny story. Daniel Cormier, his teammate, brought this up actually a couple days after the fight. He actually was going to do an armbar on Gaethje, but he didn't want to break his arm because Gaethje's parents were there, and he knew it was going to take longer to heal. So, in the middle of the fight, now, just think about how crazy this is. In the middle of the fight, instead of going for an armbar, he switches to a choke because he knows you'll just choke him out. He'll wake up, everything's fine. Crazy. That's how high level Khabib is. So salute to you. If you do come back, everybody would love to see it because you're just a true champion and just greatness. But if not, wonderful career, amazing career, one of the greatest fighters of all time, probably maybe the greatest lightweight of all time. It's debatable, but I think it's up there in the conversation there. Just fantastic for Gaethje. Now with the belt being vacated, I think there should be kind of like a tournament. Conor McGregor says he's coming back and supposedly fighting Dustin Poirier. You have Gaethje in the mix. You got newcomer Michael Chandler. You got Tony Ferguson still. I think they got it. I would love to see it. I don't know if Dana White will do it, but I'd love to see like a tournament. Maybe get a sixth guy in there and kind of just do it. Just do it like whoever comes out on top, boom, gets fights for the title. I think that'd be the best thing to do. So we'll see what happens there. All right. So this weekend we got, first I'm going to go over MMA and then boxing. So first in MMA we got it's a fight night. It's a Uriah Hall against former champ legend Anderson Silva. And this is going to be Anderson Silva's last fight. All right, so the first fight I'm going to be going over is in the heavyweight division. It's Maurice Green against former NFL star Greg Hardy. So Maurice Green's coming off of his last victory. He had a submission victory against Jean Villante, while Greg Hardy is coming off of a decision victory against Yorgan De Castro. I'm going to be picking Greg Hardy here, even though I do not like this person at all. I don't even think he should be fighting in UFC at all. He is a known, this is why he got kicked out of the NFL, he's a woman abuser. I know I shouldn't put my heart out into that, about that, but I do not like these kind of people. I don't think men should be hitting women. Like I said, I do not think he belongs in professional sports. I think he actually belongs in prison for what he did. Like I said, he got kicked out of the NFL for this. But nothing I can do about it. This is, unfortunately, I don't make the rules for MMA. But I think Greg Hardy he is a former football player. It means he does have great footwork. He's actually looked pretty decent in the octagon. He's made strides in his career. I think he will beat Maurice Green here. I don't know if he'll win by submission or by knockout, but I think he will win that fight. So that's my first prediction there. So the next fight is in the middleweight division. It's Kevin Holland against Mahmoud Moradov. Now, Holland is on a 3-fight winning streak. He won his last fight against Darren Stewart by split decision, while Moradov is on a 13-fight winning streak. So that's pretty impressive there. I'm going to go with Kevin Holland for the victory there. He's faced better competition. He's looked good. He looks like he's putting things together in his career. So I'm excited to see how he's going to move forward, but I have him winning that fight. The co-main event is in the featherweight division. It's number 15, Bryce Mitchell against Andre Fili. Now, this is going to be a good test for Mitchell because Fili's a vet. He's been in there with some of the best, and he's, he had a promising career in the beginning, just had some losses, so it's been kind of struggle for him. Mitchell's on a 4-fight winning streak. I think he's going to keep that alive. I think he's going to go get his 5th win in a row here. He looks good. He's young. Again, this is a good step up for him. He's number 15 ranked. I think this will bump him up a little bit. So this is a good spot for him there. So I have him winning that one. And in the main event, you got number 10 ranked middleweight Uriah Hall against former champ legend Anderson Spider Silva. Now, Silva's on a 3-fight losing streak. This is his swan song. He's said he's going to call it a career after this. Uriah Hall is on a 2-fight win streak. As much as I'd like to see Silva go out with a victory in his, and his illustrious career with a victory, I don't think he will. Striking wise, I think Silva's 45 years old. Obviously, he's great, so he's going to have tools there. But I think Uriah Hall, being the younger guy, being number 10 ranked, Uriah Hall does not have much left, so he knows he has to win this fight. Because if he doesn't, it's going to drop him in the rankings, and that could be the end of possibly getting a title shot. So I think Uriah Hall will win. I'd love to see Anderson win, like I said, just to go on a high note for his illustrious career, and he's been one of the greatest fighters in MMA history. But I have Uriah Hall winning that fight. But the fight, honestly, I'm really looking forward to is actually in boxing this weekend. It's another big fight. Not as big as Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko, but it's up there. So you got 4-division champ Leo Santa Cruz fighting undefeated star Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, this is going to be in 130 pounds, so Leo Santa Cruz is moving up. Gervonta Davis's last fight was against Yorikis Gamboa at 135, so he's dropping down to 130. Now, I don't really understand the belt situation. There are 2 belts on the line. Davis has a belt. Santa Cruz has a belt, but it's like in different divisions. So somehow this fight, even though it's at 130, is for both belts. I don't get it. Again, I don't understand boxing with their titles and everything. They just have way too many. It should just be one in one per division. But whatever. Again, I don't know the rules there. But it is a big fight nonetheless. Santa Cruz, again, he's only lost once in his career. He has 1 draw, 2. He's never been knocked out. His 1 loss he did avenge to Carl Frampton. He throws lots of volume. He throws almost like 100 to 200 punches per round. He's tall. He's lanky. He's, as I heard one of his opponents, Abner Mars, was saying, where usually block, so your body's still exposed. Santa Cruz is so tall and long that when he does this, his entire arm blocks his entire body. So it's hard to get clean shots off of him. Again, and he's a very pressure volume fighter. With Tank Davis, he's 23-0. 22 of those are knockouts. Just think about that for a second. 23 wins, 22 knockouts. He's got devastating power, fight-changing power. He looks like the next big thing. Mayweather's taking him under his wing. So my prediction will be Tank Davis winning this fight. I think his power is going to be too overwhelming. He's the bigger, stronger guy. He's faster too. The one thing that might play out in Santa Cruz's favor is if Davis has a tough weight cut. Because typically, again, his last fight was at 135, and he's a big guy, and he cuts a lot of weight to get to 135. So that could be the one wild card in this, but I think Tank Davis will win this fight. Again, I don't know if it will be by decision or knockout. If it's win by knockout, it's even that more impressive because Santa Cruz has never been stopped. So again, guys, I'm going to go with my recaps for you. Got Greg Hardy winning his fight. I got Kevin Holland winning his fight. I got Bryce Mitchell winning the co-main event. I got Uriah Hall winning the main event. That's in MMA. And then in boxing, I got Gervonta Tank Davis getting 2 belts this time and winning and staying undefeated. All right, guys, remember, this is the Ervits assessment. If you could like, comment, subscribe, and share, I would greatly appreciate it. If not, here you guys go. No, I'm just kidding. All right, y'all. Peace.